So I was looking at the tub and I noticed that it falls right at the back of the trailer. I've already gotten all my plumbing materials and decided, let's see how I'm going to plumb this thing in. Went to look up underneath and come up underneath. That is the black water tank. And over there is the gray water tank. And it just so happens the tub is sitting right above the black water tank. My plan was going to be to run a pipe down here and cross it over to the gray water tank over here, and now it looks like I'm going to have to change my plans up some. So that just goes to show you, make sure you look at everything before you start planning. Alright, a little short video here how to get these PEX clamps off, and I'm using these dikes, which not exactly a tool you're supposed to use, but I found it works. So just got to kind of get two hands and clamp down on it a few times. As you see, it's starting to cut through it now. And give it a little, not too hard of a twist, because you don't want to bust any of your connectors. And just like that, that piece will bust off. You can see it's the little clamp piece. Then you can work the band off after you cut that loose, just by peeling back the this metal here. Takes just a minute or two, but not very long, and not really sure how much that tool costs. And of course, we're going to be doing a lot of this. Probably better to have the right tool. But just like that, you got the clamp off, and then you're ready to pull this off. And of course I went and got some shark bites that I'm going to be using to replace all this. And I believe it'll just take and peel that off there. Or may have to get a little something to pry it loose. I also need to cut this one off back here, and then I'm going to see if I can cut them from the back side. Alright, so if you take a look at this, I've already cut the pipe off that ran over here, and still figuring out exactly what I'm going to do. But next part, I'm going to take this piece here loose. Should just be this nut right here holding it on here, and I'm going to pause the video while I unscrew that. And on this particular model, from the bottom of the tub, this brass looking nut, I took a pair of channel locks to get it loose, and you just unscrew it. As you can see, it just drops right off. And now we're going to have to replumb this piece so it'll go straight down through a hole which isn't there yet. And I just poked a guide hole through just to make sure, because I was concerned that it was going to hit my black water tank, because it just happens to sit right underneath where the tub is. And I lucked out. I've got just a few inches down there. It's going to be just enough to run my piping straight down. So you can see up under the tub real well now, and you could probably see why there may be some flexing in the tub. See these little round things on the bottom. Well, it looks like they braced it up pretty well, but I'm still thinking about shooting some foam up in there, or maybe putting another 2x4 up in the middle there just to help brace it up a little bit better. Give it a little bit more support. So here's some videos of what it looks like up underneath the tub. Probably an angle you can't get too often. You can see where the lines there run back up in the wall and then run back to the sink. And next project is to plumb that in, and then to run my lines around to the hot water heater. I've already pulled the tips off, and I used a cutter. Just a little cutter picked up on out there on Amazon. It had fair ratings, wasn't too expensive. Looks like it's a model XL0029. It was less than 20 bucks, and for cutting this lightweight PEX type, it worked just fine. So I read some reviews that said it didn't do so great on larger pipe. Maybe I'll try it on this 1.5 inches and see what it does.